Welcome back to another episode of Motogp Mac, and today we're going to talk about Pecco Bagnaia hitting back at Marc Marquez's comments about him winning the championship. Now, in his statement, Marc said about the championship last year, it was a wonderful championship. The first part of the championship was marked by just one rider, because Fabio Quartararo made the difference. In the second part of the championship, the best bike on the grid devoured him, even if he too did make some mistakes. When asked about this, Pecco said he has started playing psychological mind games, and that's fine with me. They've been saying that we've had the best bike all year, but in the end, who won the championship? Me. And I think this shows or gives some insight into how Pecco's mindset has actually changed quite a lot. And I spoke on the podcast to Jake about this. I genuinely believe that the fact that Pecco has won the championship, it's going to change his mental approach. Doesn't mean that he's not going to make mistakes. He is going to make mistakes, but I think his approach now is that he kind of knows what he is capable of. Going into the championship last year, I fully believe Pecco was probably under the most pressure that he's ever been on, because there was the level of expectation that he was going to cruise to the championship. And in the first races, we all know that really didn't go to plan. Regardless of what happened with the bike, halfway through the season, it looked over for Pecco. And I think it's really, really interesting that he's not going to let Marquez show upset or get into his mind or influence his thinking. And I kind of feel the way that he has said what he has said is more so saying to Marc, you have much more problems than worrying about me winning the world championship with the work that you need to do with Honda. So I think he was kind of saying, you keep focused on what you need to keep focused on, and I'll just keep focusing on myself. And I love that famous saying, the winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. So it was kind of a very subtle put back down to Marc Marquez, to you mind your own business and you go focus on that. But I do think it's very interesting that Marc is trying these games with Pecco, and considering the hole that Honda are in. But I think, Pecco's mindset that he's coming out, I don't necessarily think it's to be the world champion. It's the goal, but I think, they do know that the bike is good, and Bastianini in the pit next to him, it's not going to be as harmonious as last year within the pit box. And I think where he needs to really focus is on being fastest Ducati. Whatever happens, he can't lose that mantle, because if he does, then he's in a little bit of trouble, or nudges becoming the number 2 rider. So he wants to keep the team formed around him. The World Championship will be a byproduct, I think, of being the fastest Ducati. They do have a performance edge over most bikes. So I do think it's going to be interesting to see how he holds up mentally. And I just thought it was really interesting how he just put Marc back in his box very, very subtly. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What do you think of Marc Marquez starting psychological games with Pecco? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.